Hi and welcome back to Norris Corner. Alright, so today we're doing a review on Death and Other Details. I got this recommendation from one of my subscribers, and I must say thank you for subscribing, and also thank you for sharing one of your series with me to do a review on. I really appreciate that. So for you guys, if you guys have recommendations of movie and series, please don't be afraid. Drop your comments and let's go from there. All right, so I really loved this recommendation because it's a crime series and I love crime. Like, yo, see, I don't know which other way to say, but I totally love crime series. Okay, and here it's kind of like a mixture with Sherlock Holmes meets Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot's Death on the Nile. Really nice, that kind of whodunit series. All right, so here we see the main character called Imogene Scott. All right, here we see her watch her mom die in a ghastly car bombing in front of the Collier's house, and the Colliers had no choice but to take her in because the mom died in their driveway, so they felt a kind of responsibility to watch out for her and all of that till she grows up where she can take care of herself. Yeah, kudos for being nice. But anyways, here they had to get a detective to come try and solve the situation because she was restless, finding trouble in school, like having nightmares and all of that. So they're trying to help her out in that. So they get a detective called Rufus who comes in to have a conversation to try and sort out for clues to help solve the murder case. But I guess it wasn't time for him to solve because he couldn't solve it. So he had to leave and left her devastated. All right, so fast forward to 18 years after, we see the Colliers having a cruise, 10-day cruise with friends and colleagues or acquaintances. All right, here we see Imogen and the Collier's daughter, Anna, and the whole group of people coming on board the ship. All right, here we see a lot of people. We see the main staff, we see the other characters in the series. I'm going to drop a video to be appearing here shortly on the different people and who they are and what they do. So remember these people because obviously they're in the series, so it will help you navigate properly as we move along. Okay, so here we see a crime committed and everybody's like, oh my god, who done it? Because they already set sail, so who could have done that? And then we see a recap where Imogen, because okay, we see the guy that's Keith being rude to his staff, and Imogen can't stand rude people. All right, so after saying that, the guy goes to his cubana, and Imogen feels okay, someone has to talk to him, and she feels she's the one. So she goes there, have a conversation with the dude, swipe his key card because we're making noise about a wristwatch that the waitress poured alcohol on and everything. She was like, okay, she's going to get him back on that. So we see her take the key card. Then we see her try to sneak in, not try, she sneaks in. All right, she sneaks into his room and spoils the wristwatch as a payback for him being rude to the staff. Like, even if you're rich, you need to respect people because they're trying to do an honest living. So respect people like that. So we see her do that and leave. As she comes out, she notices the security camera and she's like, oh my god, I've been caught. But oh well, if it happens, they come meet me, we'll talk about if I need to pay for damages, to help with that. She goes back to the party where we see her attack Rufus because she's really upset that 18 years ago he promised that he was going to solve her mother's murder case and he never did that, only for her to see him relaxing and having fun as if nothing happened. And she overhears him saying, oh, there's no case he has taken that he hasn't closed, and she gets upset and she assaults him and they take her out. When they take her out, here she meets the main, more like the head security, Jules, and she falls in lust with him. So we see them go away and do the deed. Okay, am I allowed to say that? Okay, I think not, but oops, I did. But anyway, so we already see the differences and the patterns with everyone, right? So now we have the second episode, right? So Rufus obtains the CCTV camera or CC the video on who went in at certain time, the time frame of the murder, right? So we see him talk about that, and he comes to meet Imogen and says, okay, you know what, you have a day tops before the main detective comes on board, and if there's nobody to look at, you'll be the only suspect. So she had to team up with him to try and find the killer, someone that she hates and cannot stand, that abandoned her when she needed him the most. So she was like, why would I? But thinking about it, she's like, you know what, let's go ahead and find out who did the murder. So here we see them partner up and try to solve the case themselves, whereby they interview all the people on board trying to find out what is going on. Then he tells her that, okay, he needs her help to get the Collier's financial details so they can go through it, because during his research on finding the killer, he came up with a name, and that name, apparently, if you utter the name, you're going to be in trouble or worse, dead. All right, so he had to go and do more research on that. So when he heard the Colliers were doing something like this, he said, okay, this is time for him to make up to the promise that he made to Imogen. That's why he came on the boat to try and solve the situation or solve the case. Then we see him questioning everybody, trying to understand what happened, motives, and all of that. Like, it's a... This part is when it gets heated up because everything keeps shuffling. One minute you think this person is the killer, the next minute you see something happening, and next thing, what happens? The head security, that's Jules, is missing. So, okay, if he's missing, that means he ran because he's guilty. Now, I don't know that, you don't know that, so I have to go back to episode 4. I'm going to do more watching, then I'll get back to you with the remaining series. All right, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment so we can have more conversations, more recommendations, and building our community one block at a time. All right, so without further ado, I'll say bye and see you on the next review of the other episodes. Okay, bye. And don't forget, I'm going to be dropping some clips of the series as well, so